to Afternoon Express this fabulous Friday afternoon. Now, Mzukisi Mbane is no stranger to the loft. His brand IMPRINT has become one of the most recognizable brands in the country. It's no wonder that he gives back to us, and he's given us a little preview of his amazing collection inspired by this year's theme for the luxurious sunmet. But first, let's have a little look at his showcase at the AFI last year. Just so good. Everything you do just looks lush.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about this film.
So for the film, I wanted to pay or to give respect to where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times I celebrate this African identity,
yeah.
I tell this this African narrative, but it's never really about my roots, as in where I was born, where I was raised. And also, if you look at the film, it's all about that female, that strong African female, which is me being raised by a single mom and being able to do what I wanted to do. Yeah. So the whole story is about creating possibilities and, yeah.
But it's so amazing because you can see it in your work. The way you celebrate femininity in your dresses, your woman always has length.
It's something, yeah.
It's amazing. It's really, really beautiful. It's a beautiful thread that you carry.
And I absolutely love how with some designs you play with either the cleavage showing a little bit or that high slits that's so iconic that you do so well. I mean, the last time you were in the loft, you were here to showcase a monochrome look that you put together. But you've done so much since then. You took a trip to Monaco. Tell us about your trip.
I recently, just a few months ago last year, I showcased in Morocco, which is just amazing. Yeah, especially because for me, it always goes back to the fact that
Where were you, in Marrakesh?
No, we're not in Marrakesh. We're in the Casablanca. Yeah, which is beautiful. Yeah,
so Casablanca is a very special place.
Yeah, so I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how the brand would totally fit in. So for me to showcase there and to come across as this brand that's being celebrated all over Africa, it was amazing. Yeah.
And you must have just loved, because Morocco has got those beautiful fabrics everywhere you go, incredible leathers. You must have had a field day.
I bought a lot of leather stuff, actually.
Yeah. And your signature is also extraordinary fabrics. What else have you been doing these past 2 years? Because I think you were here last 2 years ago, hey?
Yeah, but I also I did come back for other stuff. But in terms of the brand, we got to showcased in Joburg, which was also something amazing, given the fact that the brand has grown so much. And our client base is like, now we're looking at like 80% in Joburg, which does make sense given the fact that we're still in Cape Town. So the brand has grown, and we're selling now a lot internationally, which is also amazing. Because the brand gets to be celebrated not just in Africa but the rest of the world.
And you certainly have a very, very strong brand identity now. So I think it's only fitting that you're going to be working with Sunmet for the Met.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, of course. So what was your interpretation of the theme? So it's African luxury, precious metals. What was your interpretation? And do you want to show us what you got?
So actually, I just broke it down. So I worked with the African luxury element at first, which went to the brand's aesthetic, which is that strong African identity. And then introduced the precious metal, which in this look you can see the silver touches of the print, which goes back to, like, you can actually see that it's imprint. And then with other looks, you'll see that I introduced gold in the look. So you can see the precious element the precious metal element in the styling, and also carries through to the fabric choice that I made, which was also very difficult because that issue that you might choose the precious metal that doesn't photograph very well, but it looks beautiful. So Yeah, there was a lot of challenge with that. And also introducing it to menswear, because you know, usually for men, you need to be very traditional and you need to keep it super simple. So yeah, it's beautiful.
Now this second look is quite different from what we expect from Imprint's designs.
Yeah.
You always go with the incredible patterns that just are timeless. But today you took a bit of a risk. Tell us about the second look.
I think it's actually inspired by our last fashion week, which was Afro Asia. So if you look at the silhouette, it's very much Asian inspired, with the fusion of Africa and then including the precious metal element to it. And I love taking risks. I always want to push the brand to the next level, which is something that I want to do in order to grow.
What is her hat?
It's
brilliant.
Yeah, it's actually one of those 70s record.
Yeah.
So I just took that and I created this beautiful headpiece. And
So it's a vinyl?
It's a vinyl, yeah.
I'm obsessed.
It's all about those smart ideas that,
This looks fun.
Yeah, this one is very chilled. It's very much sun-met, because when you think of the day, you think of it's going to be super hot. So you want to breathe, you want to be still in theme, but you also want to be comfortable. So it's all about comfort and pop of color.
It looks like our gentleman has been transporting us to the year 2030.
And that's what Imprint is about, because it's Afro-futuristic. So it's always about taking it to the future.
I love that.
What kind of other looks can we expect that take it to the extreme, that take it futuristic? I mean, what are you trying to stay away from when you're in the sun-met?
You want to play, you want to choose your metallics very, very, very smartly. You don't want to take something that's going to be too hot. You don't want to take something that's going to become a reflector on the day. You also want to be comfortable. So your shoe choice is very important. You need accessories.
Wedges?
Yeah.
We were literally speaking about that yesterday, that wedges are it. With this final look, I see that you paired it with those wedges.
Which is also very important for the comfort. But you also need to choose a very edgy wedge, because a wedge can either look very edgy or very grandma.
Or very heavy
exactly.
on the ankle.
Yeah.
So I always heard that there was a rule in fashion that if it's shiny, you don't wear it during the day.
Yeah.
So shiny is for nighttime, not for daytime.
Yeah.
So I love that with this last piece that you've got, it's kind of a matte metallic, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about when you're choosing your metallics. You need to go for something that doesn't really... Because you also have to consider the sun, you have to consider the people taking pictures of you during the day.
You don't want to be a disco ball.
Exactly. No one wants to look like that. No.
I mean, sometimes I can contour myself that I look like an Oscar, but I mean, that's about as shiny as
I would love to put you up on my pedestal, Jeannie. I am not going to lie. And I see that today you also incorporated it in your trousers, the same kind of pattern. I love that print.
Yeah, the Ndebele print. It's always taking back to, because it's African luxury for us, it's taking that back to that African identity. And the Ndebele is something that's very strong when it comes to print, especially in South Africa. You identify it instantly. So yeah, I decided to choose that.
Yeah, you're amazing. You are so talented.
Thank you.
Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
Is your mom proud of you?
She's super proud. Now she's attending fashion weeks. I love the fact that she's always front row. For me, she's always like the first person that I look for. Like there's always a lot of nerves, there's a lot of rush in the backstage. So when I walk out and I see her sitting there, and especially the fact that she raised an accountant. So for me to live that life and to be doing this, it's amazing.
Well, the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward, I suppose. And you've certainly proven that.
Thank you
so much for being here today.
Thank you.